only after stopping at the grocery in Columbia Falls, stocking up for a vacation week in heaven, as I like to say, did I realize the envelope containing my brand new no-stamps passport and the keys to Mr. Gallagher's rental house were not where I'd left them. My husband, Cy, was angrily repacking for the return trip to Indiana when I suggested we drive down the hill to the Beals, our lobstering friends, to see if perhaps they knew our landlord's phone number in Vermont. When I asked Elmer, he broke out in a grin only he can muster, went around the corner and reappeared with a key. By this time, my husband, who was puffing, pouting, and stomping at the rear of our Subaru rental car, looked up, connected with the plastic key holder, and against all of his better judgment, broke out in a sheepish grin. Upon leaving, I promised to wash Elmer's truck to my dying day. When we walked in the cabin door, I realized I'd forgotten yet something else. Grown-up, diapers for my problem that no one's supposed to know about. I noticed that Cy had settled in with his laptop computer, hence I figured I had a good 2 or 3 hours before I would be missed. I slipped behind the steering wheel of the rental, heading back toward the same grocery as before. Much to my shock and amazement, no adult diapers. I checked all the usual suspect aisles. Feminine napkins, and actual diapers. My desperation even took me to frozen foods, but no joy. In a panic, I drove across the street to Elmer's grocery, different Elmer. By now, the last protection from my home grocery purchase had become overwhelmed, and the horrid wet spot was showing its ugly face. I walked the aisle quickly, checking around the corner for other humans before advancing, and in the off chance one would appear, I'd quickly hold my purse in front of my pronounced embarrassment, hoping they would fall for my clever act. In my desperation, I began to think, duct tape. Duct tape. The all-purpose panacea if you take, say, 4 or 5 extra-strength Pampers and lay them side by side face down, maybe cut out the nasty elastic sides of the ones in the middle and the insides of the ones on the outside and tape those suckers together. Better get some super glue just in case. On the way to Machias, I remembered a lovely Rite Aid, and I knew I was saved. The problem with this decision, Machias is a good distance from Columbia Falls, and the spot was becoming a puddle in the driver's seat. One of the advantages with the wonderful Subaru, it comes with the greatest automotive invention of all time, heated seats. When we bought our first Subi, it was wintertime, and when my husband started to warm it up for me, he flipped on the driver's seat warmer. When I got in to drive to work, my first reaction was how warm and wonderful this car is, followed by a creeping horror. Oh no. Is this like one of those bad dreams? You have to go potty badly and warm seat? Back to the present. My warm seat and I rolled into Machias about 45 minutes later. After buying 2 big packages of urine security and a Diet Pepsi, I snuck into the restroom next to the closed pharmacy. It was July 4th, after all. I freshened up, and with one bag in front and the other in back, I slithered to the car, rolled up my pants, and got back into the wading pool. A young man with a smile and a sawhorse saved me from a career as a float in the Jonesport Independence Day Parade by sending me back north to Highway 1 and west around to 187. Unfortunately, being geographically challenged as I am, in order to get home before dark, I drove straight, where straight was not an option. Over hills and around corners, gorgeous as they were, I found myself deeper and deeper, wetter and wetter into the northern Maine wilderness. I began to imagine getting out of the car, both legs dripping, asking complete strangers for directions. Having no desire to mortify myself, I kept driving, hoping to see something familiar along the way. Suddenly, approaching the top of a hill, I found the sign. Addison left, Jonesport right. With a smile, I sloshed home. When I crossed the bridge over the Moosebeck Reach, I had no trouble finding all the correct turns, and once the asphalt became gravel, I was surprised to find that my husband had parted ways with his laptop sooner than anticipated and was waiting for my dampness with a big grin and a towel long after anyone else would have bothered. I must say, there's no place like home, where the diaper closet is full and the neighbor has the key.